Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing, demoing, and comparing the brand new Natasha Denona Tropic Mini Palette. This is basically just the bottom row of the original larger Tropic Palette, which you can still get on the Sephora website at least. That's the only place that I looked. But I have the mini palette on one side and the original on the other because I wanted to compare formulas. I have seen comments where Natasha has said that the formula of this is the same as the original Tropic palette, and then I've also seen comments saying that it's the classic formula. In my opinion, the Tropic palette was like the first palette along with the first mini, I think it was the Sunset palette, that just didn't follow along with her typical formula. So this was the first larger palette that I was like a little iffy about. Obviously I kept it, I still like it, but not nearly as much as I do the previous palettes before this one. And then I did end up returning the mini Sunset palette. So what I wanted to do was a direct comparison. I wanted to do the same exact eye look. I wanted to use the same type of brushes on each eye and just compare them. See, is this as good or better or worse than the original Tropic palette? And I want to go ahead and just open this one up. Let me show you. This is the full palette. So you can see that this is just the bottom row in a mini size. Before I get into the eye look, I do want to give you guys just a little bit of information on each of the palettes. This one right here, the mini, is $25. It just says that it's an exclusive. I guess right now it's only on Sephora. It's a mini palette featuring 5 colorful shades from the full-size Tropic eyeshadow palette, featuring a mix of metallic, duochrome, and chroma crystal eyeshadows, all existing favorites from the iconic Tropic eyeshadow palette. So this one, $25, and then this one right here is still on the site, and this one is $129. This is limited edition, but it's still available. So if you were interested in this, it is still available. It even went on sale at one point, and I had a lot of people messaging me like, hey, for this price, did it go for $75? I feel like it went on sale for $75. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this went on sale, and I feel like $75 is a better price point for it, but I digress. Now this is usually where I would insert the swatches of this little palette here, but I am doing them side by side and I don't want to ruin any surprises. So I am going to show you guys this eye look now, and then I will show you the swatches and give you guys my thoughts afterwards. I'm going to be using the original Tropic palette on my left eye, and it's just the bottom row right here. On my right eye, I am using the new mini Tropic palette. And then I have a bunch of duplicate brushes, so I'll be using a clean new brush, the same type of brush, on each individual eye. All right, let me go ahead and get into this. I'm starting off using the purple shade with a MAC 217. I'm starting on the very outer corner, and great pigmentation so far. One thing that is different this time is that I'm using the Anastasia primer. So I don't know if that's going to be helping it at all. I didn't even think about that until just now, but we'll see them side by side still. We have the same kind of playing field for each side. And I'm going to be talking while I do this side, not necessarily while I'm doing the opposite side, unless I'm seeing some kind of difference. This isn't necessarily like a tutorial. I don't even remember what I did the first time. I'm just basically comparing the two and seeing if the formula is the same or if it's slightly different, yada yada. But as you can see, I've got that packed on the outer corner, and then I have brought it up as a transition shade, and I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side. I don't see anything major in between the two. I will say this one seems like it's a little bit smoother, but I'm going to go in and add just a little bit more of the purple from this palette and see if I can smooth this side out. It's almost like this one packed a punch right away, but this one does look a little bit smoother. MAC 221, I'm going to go in with this amazing blue shade. I am going to go directly into the crease with this. There's a lot of pigmentation. It's been a while since I've used these shades in the Tropic palette, so I don't know. I don't remember. Okay. So that has a lot of pigmentation straight off the gate. Just going back and forth first. And then after I get the majority of the product laid down, I'm going to slowly bring this up. This is literally one dip. This was one dip into the palette. I have not reached back into it at all. I've just been sitting here doing my little circles and lightly bringing it upward. Same color on the opposite side. So we definitely have pigmentation here. So maybe I don't know if it's the primer or if I just don't remember it being the mattes. I don't remember having a big issue with the mattes though. It was those the metallics that were just like really questionable. Another clean MAC 221, and I'm going to go in with the metallic dark blue. I am going to take this directly into the crease on the outer corner. I just want to add a little depth before I really pack it on this outer corner. So I'm bringing it into the crease. Same thing on the opposite side. And I do notice a difference here. I don't know if it's because my palette is, you know, it's already kind of created that little bit of hard pan. But I'm going to have to dip in a few times. I'm going to take a little spoolie and just lightly go over this. I'm only doing that out of fairness of the new palette being brand new. I haven't even swatched it yet. So just to give it a little bit, trying to make it even. I mean, that definitely helps, but I still think that the new one had a little bit more. But let's go see what happens whenever I add it and pack it onto the outer corner. MAC 242. And this is dry. I'm just packing this on to the outer corner. Now for the opposite side. Okay, can you see that? I have already gone over it with the spoolie and that happened. I'm gonna have to pack this one on more. Yet another MAC 242 and the green shade. I am going to pack that right beside the blue and lightly overlap. Same thing on this side. I am really picking up this shade in my original. I'm kind of going around the outer edge of the shade where it hasn't been used and trying to pick up from there. Is it just me, or does this green look slightly deeper than this green? I don't know if it's just me and seeing from far away, I'm not the greatest at it, but this one almost looks slightly deeper. I haven't swatched these or anything yet, so I'm not sure. Let's move on to the next shade. Esom W21 and this light blue. I am going to pack this on the inner corner and slightly over the green. I do think I'm going to have to reach back in. Second coat here. And third coat. No, I do not have another one of these brushes, but I feel like I really need to use it. So I'm going to wipe this off and then flip it around to use with the other palette. So as you can see, there's like nothing on there. I'm applying that. I went ahead and did a little slight spoolie action to that one. So this is the second coat. and then the third. See, after I did the spoolie trick, it seems like this one is brighter than this one. So I'm going to go in with a little spoolie action on this side. One more coat. Yeah, that spoolie thing definitely helped. So here we are so far. I do want to add a brow highlight, and that is not in the mini palette. So I am going to reach into the original. I want to grab, this is like my favorite shade ever, Limoncello right here. Smith 256, and I'm just going to highlight the brow arch. Royal & Langnickel BOM 47. I'm going to go in with that matte blue. I'm just going to take this right along the lower lash line. Same thing on the opposite side. For the finishing touch, I'm going to take a MAC 219 and that light blue. I'm just going to add a little bit more to the inner corner. And now I'm going to go finish off with mascara and line my inner rim, but no lashes so you guys can see the actual look. Here we have the finished look, and just as a reminder, I have the mini palette on my right side, or the freckle side, and the original on the left side. All I did was add on mascara and then, of course, Boss liner from Milk on my top inner rim. I didn't put anything on the actual lid. So let me go ahead and show you guys the swatches. In this picture, you're going to see the new palette swatched first, and then the original swatched right after. First, we have Mint Frost, and as you can see, the original one swatched is just a little bit brighter. Then we have Exotic. This is the biggest change to me in the palette. This green definitely is better in the new palette. Then we have the Matte Laguna shade. Those are pretty close. Tiger Lily is pretty close in both of them, as well as Xena, the matte purple. What I did notice when I was swatching this palette was that the blue, while initially it worked better than the original, it created hard pan very quickly. So I had to build that shade up just like I had to with the original Tropic palette. The green, I think, is the biggest improvement in the palette, in all honesty. I can feel with these two shades here that they're just not pressed as hard as they are in the original Tropic palette. I don't know if you guys can tell, but if you're looking at this, you can see just like a little bit of hard pan on those shades. And all I did to get that off was take my spoolie and I just go right over the top of the shade, and that will take that layer off and it makes it more usable again, but it's inevitable that it's going to create hard pan again. So overall, the biggest difference is definitely the green. I do think that the green is better in this one. However, with Mint Frost, after you take off that top little layer, I believe that this one is just a little bit brighter. As you could see in the tutorial before I took the spoolie to it, it had like no pigmentation at all, but then I took the spoolie and this one is a little bit brighter. And I did have to take the spoolie to this one when I was doing the swatch because it got just a little bit of hard pan. So is this a necessity? No. Do I think that it's a huge improvement from the original? No. Do I think that they are basically the same formula? Yes, with the exception of the green. And I don't think it's a different formula. I think that maybe it was pressed a little differently. And I'm no expert, so take this with a grain of salt. I think that it's basically the same formula with a different press on this one. So that is my thoughts. If you're interested in this palette, I definitely think that if you don't already have the Tropic palette and you want these colors, give it a go. Mattes worked beautifully. You could see how pigmented they were. I would just keep in mind that $25 for the amount of product you're getting is quite high and that you will need to use like a spoolie. You can sometimes use a piece of tape and it'll take off the top layer. I prefer the spoolie method because it kind of loosens up the shadow a little bit more, but you're gonna have to do that in this palette just like you had to do it in the original Tropic palette. So that's it. Those are my thoughts. Let me know down below though. I want to know, did you guys see differences in the application? Did you guys see differences in the finished look? I want to know what you guys think down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.
Hey.
All right, look at my eyes. Do they look the same, or does one side maybe look any better than the other side?
This side looks better.
You like this eye?
Yes.
Okay.
I think that one looks better too.
Okay, I want to know why.
It just looks like you can see on this side, you can't see the light blue as good, but on this side you can see it better.
So the blue is like that light blue is, okay.
And the other blues.
All you guys are sweaty from being outside. All right, last one. No, two more. Two more.
Hi.
This one's, and my last one was Cadence, first one was Landon, in case anybody was wondering. All right, and you don't have to say what everybody else is saying. I want to know what you think. And if you want me to get more on the light, which side?
The left one.
Now, why do you?
Well, it's my left.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay, why do you like that one
Because
better?
there's a little bit. Because to me it looks like there's more glitter.
You literally more glitter? Okay.
Hi, I'm Ethan.
Look at them really close.
That one.
Why?
Because it has more glitter and it's more color.
Which one has, what color do you see more of on this eye versus this eye?
The blue up here.
The light blue or dark blue?
A little bit of both. Because that one, the glitter covers most of the green.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So this eye, like right here, it looks kind of like purple, and it's like real well blended and stuff.
So you like the blend up here better?
Yeah, it's a really good blend.
See, I mentioned that actually on camera, that I said that the blend of the purple was a little bit better. She is my arm.